Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. If you'd like to join the family, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me most weekdays where I go live around 4 p.m. Central Time. Sometimes, like today, it's 4:15 Central Time. But if you'd like to join the conversation, you can join me on these live streams. Or outside of the live streams, you could consider joining the Discord I've created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. A lot of times people ask me what kind of foods I'm eating to help me as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. And that Pinterest board is a great place to see some of my favorite meals. Today is day 905 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose 250 pounds so far. If anybody has any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. If you are succeeding with your diet, let us know what you're doing to succeed. If you're struggling with your diet, let us know what you're doing to struggle. Maybe there's something we can help you with. And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are doing that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Go ahead, switch over here. Hello, happy Monday to everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. It was so cold this weekend. After the last couple weeks, I thought, hey, spring is here, summer's right around the corner, and then I'm at soccer this weekend and I'm getting snowed on. What is going on in this world? But I hope everybody had a great weekend. Even with the cold weather, we still had a decent weekend up until Sunday when flu-pocalypse hit our household and caused all of my kids to crash and burn, and we're seeing a little bit of that aftermath today. But hello everybody for checking out the live stream. Jennifer's here, tennis and yoga girl, pretty girl's mom. Carrie's checking in. Hello everyone. Hello Carrie. Rebecca Tyler is here. Ron Ridley, hello. I hope you're doing great. Sarasota, Florida says you got in trouble last night with your gut. You had too many beans and grains. Yes, sometimes you can mix some foods and you get that bloated feeling. Hopefully you're able to get over it and just eat some more potatoes, right? That'll help you. Jennifer here says you tried both the Mega Veggie Chili and the mixing of the steel cutouts and oat groats per our recipes. Thank you. You enjoyed them both. That's awesome, Jennifer. I'm really glad you like the Mega Veggie Chili and the oatmeal mix that we love having here. Carrie says, whew, it's been a few days. Yes, it's been rough at home, but she's got a lot of snuggles from our kids. Yes, I can. That's the one thing Carrie does love about the kids being sick is that they love to snuggle, and she'll take that as long as they're willing to do that, because eventually they're going to get too old for that. Carrie says, that's awesome, Jennifer. Tonight is Mega Veggie Chili Monday at home. We're going to have some big bowls of that, and I'll go ahead and go over our food since last Friday. Oh man, I felt like I was hungry all weekend, but I still ate a lot of food. And I think that part of that feeling hungry was on Sunday. We didn't have a lot of snacks in the house. We didn't have a lot of fruit to eat or anything around. And so I think that not having food made it feel maybe more like we were in more of a desperate situation than we were. But Carrie stopped by the store on Sunday, picked up some oranges, picked up some apples, and we ate a bunch of fruit yesterday. But let me go over food since last Friday. We had our favorite dish in the whole wide world last Friday evening for dinner. And if you guys have been following along, you know that we love having our polenta with white beans and mushrooms. It is a recipe that is down in the Pinterest below. We do not use the olive oil that the recipe calls for, and but other than that, we pretty much do the recipe. We don't put pumpkin seeds in it as well, but you could put pumpkin seeds in it, and we have, and it is good with them. Lynette checking in saying, hello, great to be here. Great to have you here, Lynette. Jennifer said that you had a family party and you had lots of non-whole food, plant-based people who loved the chili. That's great that they like the chili. I really like the chili, and I'm excited to get home and eat a big bowl or two of it when I get home. The problem is that we have been getting our kids to eat the Mega Veggie chili, and then that means there's less of it for me to eat. So I suppose it's a good thing if they're getting their veggies in. So I took a few photos Friday of the dinner we had. I'm sure I had more than one bowl of this. And then on Saturday, I don't know how great a job I did with photos this weekend. I'm trying to think what we had going on. But on Saturday, this was my lunch. I did not take a photo of breakfast on Saturday, but I'm sure that we had broccoli and oatmeal. What was going on Saturday morning? I can't remember. I know Sunday morning I was chaperoned to the whole family. I was running kids to and from different events we had soccer on Saturday morning. So yeah, I must have just not taken a photo of the thing. Carrie here says that always feels good when people love the food that you bring, especially when you're bringing a whole food plant-based dish that you can eat and then other people also enjoy it as well. Yes, Carrie says we had lots of soccer on Saturday. So we had our potatoes and broccoli for lunch here. Then for dinner on Saturday, Carrie hopefully can tell me what the name of the recipe was. This was a like a smoky chili, I think, or something along those lines. It might even been from the Chef AJ reboot, but this was awesome. We had not had this for maybe a month or longer, and Carrie had said, hey, I was thinking about making this, and I was like, that sounds awesome. And it was really good. Lots of wonderful flavors in here. There's lentils and beans. This is the smoky chili. She believes it's from the Plant Powered Families by Drina Burton cookbook that we have. So we might not have this recipe posted somewhere, but it's the smoky chili that's from the Plant Powered Families, which there's a couple recipes that we picked up from that book that we adapted or changed to our diet and really enjoyed. This is one of those recipes. And that was one of the first cookbooks I can remember Carrie getting that we pulled a couple recipes from that we really liked. So we've had this as a recipe for a long time. We just hadn't made it, and it was really nice to have it. Again, with this recipe, the same with like the farro or the barley recipe, the vegetable barley soup we had last week. This is another recipe that I wish that we had the foresight to make it like a day or two before we were eating it, so then all those flavors would have a chance to kind of marinate together. But even with that, even without letting it sit, it was still really good, and I ate all of it up. So we had no leftovers for Sunday. Carrie said that, yeah, so the one thing about this recipe that I'm wondering if you had put it in before, but it does have blackstrap molasses in it, and so that we would probably recommend either leaving that out or replacing that with a date paste or powder. But yeah, having that blackstrap molasses in it probably made it really good compared to what I've normally been eating. Carrie says the stream is staticky for her. If anybody else is having an issue, let me know. It was kind of, well, if the audio is staticky, let me know. I might be able to fix, but if the video, I'm not sure if, I don't have this on monitor. Yeah, if there's a problem with the audio isn't good, everybody's saying. So let me try this. Okay, well, let me know. Hold on. Let me mute this. Okay, let me know if that helped the audio at all. I am sorry for anybody that is 10 minutes into the video and you're suffering through the audio. I appreciate you hanging on. Everybody says it's so much better. Well, thank you for letting me know. We have, I'm going to move. It was right in my face. So great. It's better now. So this is the smoky chili we had Saturday evening. Really great recipe. Really enjoyed this for dinner. Then on Sunday, we had the standard oatmeal with the steel cut oats and the oat groats. All right. This was breakfast yesterday, as well as some broccoli. We were almost in a dilemma. We had run out of table tasty for 12 hours at our house, and it almost became an issue. But thankfully, we had enough to. Well, Carrie actually was nice enough to let me have majority of the table tasty yesterday, but we had enough table tasty to get through yesterday, and then we actually got a bag of it today, not just a shaker bottle, but like a large bag of it. So that is something that's going to be nice to have for a little bit. So, but we got the table tasty in today. So back to yesterday's meal. This is breakfast. Then for lunch, we had 4 huge potatoes with some broccoli all mixed together. And then for dinner last night, we've had this dinner a lot on the weekends. It seems to be an easy recipe that we can make a large volume of, but it is the Spanish rice, and then we put beans in it this yesterday. Sometimes we've put, or Carrie had put mushrooms in it a couple times ago, and I think she probably regrets putting mushrooms in it 2 times ago, because the last 2 times she's made it, I have mentioned after she's already gotten everything together and into the Instapot, I've been like, hey, did you put mushrooms in it this time? And she kind of looks at me like, well, if you would have said something 20 minutes ago, we'd have mushrooms in it. But I really like the Spanish rice that we have here. And so the let's see. Ron says, have you tried to make your own salt spice blend? You know, the How Not to Die cookbook has a savory spice blend. No, we haven't messed with like making our own spices. You know, we have lots of individual spices that we use for different things, but we usually just, so far we've just bought other no salt seasonings, like the Kirkland's no salt seasoning, the Table Tasty, and then also the Sunshine by Tabitha Brown that we got. So I think, and Lynette's asking, where can you get the Sunshine seasoning? I believe that's a Target thing, but I'm not 100% sure. My keyboard's way far away. Carrie can let you know, because she ordered the Sunshine seasoning on Amazon. It's not a call I want to take right now. Okay. So I'm not sure if you can buy it in stores or if you would have to go to if you'd have to, oh my gosh. Um, you guys are all seeing that I'm not taking a call from Jackson, Mississippi right now. Jennifer says it sounds much better. Yeah, sorry about that. Pretty Girl's mom said she saw it on Amazon. Yeah, that might be the best place to try checking out the seasoning is on Amazon. But we have not made our own salt seasoning. Carrie says that we should try it for as much as we purchase. Yeah. And then she's saying that the sunshine flavor here is an interesting flavor. It's got ginger and mango. Yeah, it's got this real spicy aftertaste. Like there's a lot of sweetness initially, but then it gets real spicy. So back to the food. There wasn't much else for food. I guess just the food from today. I had standard oatmeal with broccoli, and then I didn't take a photo of it mixed up, but I was kind of disappointed that I only had 3 potatoes for lunch, but they were massive potatoes. They were huge. They're so large that you can barely see the broccoli just poking its head out from underneath all the potatoes there, but there is a steamer bag of broccoli in there as well. And that was lunch from today. So, that was food from the weekend. I really had a ton of food. I kind of feel a little bit bloated, a little bit like I'm probably going to gain a pound or 2 this week on the scale, but after the last 2 weeks, gaining a little bit of weight wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But we'll see how things come by Wednesday. I may flush through whatever I feel like's backed up by then or not. So, and Carrie here says, yeah, it could work itself out by Wednesday. Yeah, it's just, I think maybe it's the kind of the whole house has been sick. So it might be, I'm not feeling great, as myself, personally, I'm not feeling 100% just because, I've been surrounded by sick kids and then this weather the shift from that warm weather to cold weather. My one son was out camping this weekend. He ended up getting a special badge because it got below freezing. Like I said, I was out Saturday morning getting snowed on watching soccer at the end of April. So the weather's been very odd, and that might have contributed to how I feel overall as well. This weekend, Carrie says she's glad it was our son camping and not her. Yes, it would have been pretty rough camping this weekend. I am happy he survived it and got through it, and will be stronger because of it, I imagine. So, this weekend we had the soccer. One of the things I did this weekend that is a non-scale victory, I suppose, for me is I went clothes shopping this weekend. I had a few shirts that I've had been wearing recently that have been fitting pretty well. The pullover that I have on right now fits real well. I'm wearing, I think the shirt I have on is a 2X or a 3X. I can't tell, but my shirts have been fitting really good for the last week or two, but my pants have not been fitting good. All of the pants that I've been wearing are pants that I pulled out from storage because at one point I was too fat to wear them, and then I lost a bunch of weight so then I could wear them, and now I am to the point where they were too big. They were kind of falling off of me. And so even if my shirt looked nice, my pants looked horrible. And so I decided to go shopping this weekend to see if I could find any pants that fit or that I liked. And so I decided to go and check out the Goodwill. So in the past, a place like Goodwill, I would not have even gone to, because there would have been very little chance that they would have had clothing that fit somebody of my size. And I guess I don't know if I want hand-me-downs from somebody that was my size either. And so, going to a Goodwill and trying to find size 58 pants or 60 pants would have been nearly impossible, or I would have been, by sheer luck that I happened to find something that fit. But I thought, I've lost some weight. The 46 size pants that I'm wearing are not fitting me very well. And so, I should go and see if I can find some pants that fit. So I went to Goodwill, and they had a decent selection of clothing between size 40 and 46. I wasn't sure what size I was going to wear, or I needed to wear. So I grabbed a few different pants and tried them on, and I ended up finding 2 pairs of jeans that I bought and 4 pairs of shorts. With the jeans that I bought, the ones that fit well that I'm actually wearing today, I don't know if my pants would show. I can try to show them here in a second, but I'm pretty sure the pants I'm wearing today are a size 42 waist. They have a little bit of room in the waist, but they fit really good. And so I really like these pants. I'll try showing them off, I guess. Fit. Hello, Colleen. Hello. Um, Isabel says buying new smaller clothes is the best feeling in the world. Congratulations. Yeah, it feels really good. And the because the pants actually fit around the waist, they also fit around like the upper thigh and the leg, whereas my pants that were so big around my waist were also so big around my thighs. And so it's interesting kind of looking down at my legs, and they almost look thinner just because the clothing fits tighter around my legs. And Carrie says he has pants that fit. Yes, I got pants that fit. And Cindy says, congrats on the new pants. Yes, I was very happy to go check them out. And really kind of one of the cool things for me was I kind of saved some money overall, because I was able to buy 2 pairs of pants and 4 pairs of shorts, and I spent less than $35. And in the past, I would have had to have gone and bought my pants from a place like DXL or the Foundry or the JC Penney's big and tall section. And I never would have been able to find just a single pair of pants for that price. So it was nice to be able to go to Goodwill, have options too. It wasn't just like there was only one pair of jeans that I had to pick from. I tried a couple pairs on. I liked how these fit. I also bought jeans that didn't fit in hopes that, by next fall or, in the next few weeks, maybe I'll get down thin enough that they will fit. But I didn't want to buy a second pair of size 42 pants, which these were, and then have them be too big before I really had a chance to wear them too much, because I intend to wear shorts in the summer here. And the interesting thing with the clothing cuts is that with the jeans, the 42s fit me much better. And so that's, I bought a pair of jeans that were size 42. But with the shorts, I ended up, all of the different shorts I tried on were size 40s. I did try 42s on, but they were a little big. But the size 40 shorts all fit me. So while I bought size 42 jeans, I bought size 40 shorts. And any of those that were a little bit tight, I'm also hoping that in the next few weeks or next couple of months, I thin up a little bit and they aren't as tight. I did buy 1 pair of shorts that were a size 38. is wishful thinking and on my part, hoping, or I know I'm going to get there, but they don't fit quite yet. They'll be my goal shorts for the summer here, I guess. But for me, the idea of putting on any pair of pants or shorts or clothing that has a 40-inch waist or lower just blows my mind. Like, I can remember that I was wearing size 40-inch waist things when I was in junior high. So for me to be back getting into wearing size 40 or size 38 clothes is amazing. Cindy here says they look brand new. Yeah, they do. These pants don't hardly look or feel like they've been worn at all. Now that you say that, I especially notice it, that they look brand new. And all of the clothing I picked up seemed to look newish. Cindy says that at your Goodwill, you were able to get 2 athletic tops and a pair of athletic pants for less than, or for $17, which is awesome. That's 3 different things for $17. Yeah, I was real happy with the pricing of the stuff. And that, I was happy that they had clothing I could choose from, because I didn't see anything. They might have had maybe a pair of size 46 pants. But I didn't really look for bigger clothing. I wasn't paying attention to the bigger stuff, but they didn't have a lot. Kim here says, hi there. You do the same thing with clothes. It's really rewarding when you fit into the smaller clothing. Yeah, it's been great being able to get into those polo shirts that I was wearing all last week. This yellow shirt I'm actually wearing underneath here is really a shirt that I never would have worn, or since the time we bought the shirt, got the shirt, I don't think I was ever able to wear it. But I think it was just the largest size that they made of this particular shirt that somebody bought for me. So being able to fit in it, and then the fit of it being, like it's the pants not having the extra fabric kind of falling down and having them fit around me. And Carrie says it's great deals, especially for clothes that you might not be wearing too long. Yes, that's the other thing, is that I hope that eventually this clothing looks big on me. And that just seems crazy to me to think that I would even have that much more fat to lose around my abdomen. I mean, it's there. I have a lot of fat to lose. It's not, but it's just crazy to me that I'm going to be thinner than I am now. And I'm going to notice more bones and joints that I do now. That's something that I've been very surprised about, is like, I remember 10 years ago when I lost a bunch of weight and kind of being surprised that I could feel my hip bones again, like the front of my hip bones. But now I don't just notice the front of my hip bones. I notice my whole hip bone. Like when I put my pants on with the belt, I can feel, the pants being up over my hips, which is something that I never really felt that before, because I had so much excess weight around my abdomen and around my hips and things like that. So, but yes, it's nice to have clothes that fit, and hopefully they don't fit for too long, and I'll be wearing a smaller size eventually. So yeah, that was part of my day this weekend. It must have been Saturday that I went and did that. Barb says that when they were younger and fat, they couldn't find clothes in their size that looked good. These days you struggle to find small clothes. That's amazing, right? Like, and it's kind of the way the population has gone, like over the years. It got easier and easier for me to find clothing. I think that one of the things that happened to me, this was in July, after I started this live stream, is I had an event. It was June, actually. It was June of 2021 that I had an event that I had to go to. And the I needed a shirt. And so I had lost a bunch of weight. I had lost like 150 pounds at that point, and almost 200 pounds at that point. And so I was like, well, I'll just go into, there's what's called Farm and Fleet stores around us there that have all kinds of different things. But one of the things they have is some clothing. And I thought, well, I've lost 200 pounds. I should be able to find something here that I can wear. So I went and checked it out, thinking I'd be able to find maybe some 2X stuff. Maybe if I got lucky, there would be a 3X thing. And then I got looking around, and they had all kinds of clothing that was 3X and 4X and 5X. And, it'd just been so long since I had even tried shopping at a place like that that I didn't think that they would have clothing that big. And then I got there and saw that they had all kinds of clothing that big now, because that's the way our population is going here. Cindy here says you had a scale victory this past Saturday. You lost 5 pounds in the week, and it brought your total to 100 pounds since January of 2022. And you're just 15 pounds away to reach your ideal BMI. That's awesome, Cindy. That's incredible. That's amazing. You had a 5 pound weight loss in the week. You must have been on the same diet as me, because I had a 5 pound weight loss this past week, right? That's amazing. And to be so close to your ideal BMI, because when I get to my goal weight, or when I get to my goal here at 220, I'm still going to be a few pounds away from an ideal BMI. So that's awesome that you've been able to get down there, and you're so close to hitting that. But and I imagine you feel amazing and you feel better, and that's what you need to hold on to, is that healthy feeling that you feel. So that's great. Keep it up. But yeah, so I was surprised that I went shopping and they had the clothing that I probably still would have been too fat to wear at my heaviest. I still would have needed 5XL or 6XL stuff. Like, I was still too fat, but the clothing at those stores is getting bigger. I think Walmart was the same way, is that, like, when I was a kid, you could get XL stuff at Walmart, maybe a 2XL depending, but you couldn't get anything bigger than that. And now I think that I could go to Walmart, and I know I could buy some like t-shirts and stuff in 3 or 4X. And I imagine they have a larger number of options at 2XL as well. Kim here says you actually forgot you have ribs after losing weight. Yeah, that's another one. The ribs here, I've lost a lot of weight there, so I can kind of feel them. My shoulders has really been surprising, like going to scratch my back and like being able to feel the bone here and the bone and the shoulder bone, like all of that has been kind of new feeling. And I'm sure I'll have more of those things. I can also reach around my body more. I can put my hands behind my back and grab them. And my flexibility has improved greatly as well. Oh no, it says warning. Hopefully the stream is coming through well on your guys' end. The topic I wanted to talk about today a little bit is the myth of moderation. One of my favorite topics, one of the things that I wish I would have known about, the myths of moderation, the myth of moderate change, and the myth of moderate consumption, because so many of my diets revolved around trying to succeed through moderation, trying to limit the amount of food I'll eat. Oh, I'll just have half of dinner tonight and then I'll eat the other half tomorrow. Or I will eat a healthy salad before dinner so that I won't eat as much junk food with dinner. These are all myths that we tell ourselves to convince ourselves that we're doing something for our health or we're improving our health. but in reality, we're just pushing the problem down the road or off onto a future version of ourselves, So, but, the idea of everything in moderation, it seems to be, the best approach with a lot of things in our life. We've learned that throughout our lives, the idea that if we focus on one thing too much, that we'll end up ignoring all other aspects of our life. And so by doing that, we have negative outcomes when we focus too hard on one thing, or we don't moderate the how we act in other aspects of our life. But when it comes to consuming food, we have to realize that we don't live in a natural environment. So some of those natural laws don't apply because of where we live. If we lived in the woods or in the jungle or in the desert, even without all of these conveniences that we have now, it would be different. But when it comes to the myth of moderate consumption, and what that is it's any lifestyle habit that is, or the idea of the myth of moderate consumption, what that idea is that it's any lifestyle or habit that is healthy and acceptable, or is healthy and acceptable as long as it's practiced in moderation. The idea that I can have a little bit of that lemon cream pie as long as it's only a little bit. And if we see, the problem with this, like I said, is that we don't live in a natural environment. And we know when we've had enough to sleep or when we've had enough water, but with food, we have all these unnatural stimulants that are in our foods at the grocery store that we don't find in the wild. The modern food that we see has things removed like fiber, or it has minerals added like calcium. And those are all things that are not natural. It's not what we would see in the natural world. And what we have to understand is with these things, they don't have a healthy relationship with the body when you adjust them, because it's not the natural amount. And with some of these substances or materials, the natural amount that we should have in our body is none. Like there's no natural amount of seed oils that you see in the world. There's no natural amount of lanolin or some crazy like weird kind of chemical that they put in these foods to help them preserve or help them not get soggy or whatever they do, whatever the reason they put the chemical in them. But the acceptable amount of those chemicals is none. But there's even more common chemicals like cigarettes and coffee and alcohol. And when you think of, coffee, a little bit of coffee might only be a little bit toxic. It might only give you a little bit of an increase in your blood pressure. So it's only responsible for a little bit of your increased risk of stroke. But why would you add any risk of stroke? Why would you want to have any increased risk of stroke? The same with flour. A little bit of refined flour might cause a little bit of excess body fat, and then it's only a little bit responsible for our all-cause mortality. And you can have those things a little bit and survive, but that doesn't mean everything in moderation is okay. For me, starting this channel, my goal was to try to find optimal health. And that's the maximum health possible for me. And that optimal health is only obtainable through optimal healthy behavior. And any deviation for that optimal behavior allows for less than optimal results. And I don't want that anymore. I was allowing myself to have these less than optimal results ahead of me by all the food choices I was making. I wasn't putting the 2 and 2 together, that what I eat today is going to kill me 20 years from now. And, you know, in regard to diet, you know, me exercising this optimal behavior, it might have the appearance of being extreme, but how much alcohol would you recommend to an alcoholic, or how many cigarettes to an ex-smoker? Even if they do relapse, even if they start eating alcohol again, or they start smoking again, the goal is to go back to abstinence. And that's the same way with this diet. Even if I did relapse, the goal would be to go back to abstaining from those foods. And, you know, total abstinence, it causes us to fight that, you know, that desire to give into those cravings, but it's short-lived. If you can continue to succeed in overcoming those temptations, it becomes easier to overcome those temptations, and those cravings become less pronounced, or they come at you less. Colleen here says, yes, moderation is an invitation to failure. You know, and that's also with the moderate change too, you know, that the idea that, you know, I can have a little bit of unhealthy in my food still causes you to constantly fight with a reason why to allow yourself to have that unhealthy food. You know, I let myself have that unhealthy food because I got an A on my math test. So now every time I get an A on my math test, I'm going to have that unhealthy food. And I'm a really good student and I get A's every time. So, you know, but, you know, this one time I got a B plus. I still worked really hard. And so I still deserve that treat. So I guess I'll have the treat if I get an A or a B plus, you know, and you start making these justifications and reasons why, and you start eating more of it than you are admitting to yourself that you're eating. And it never allows you to conquer that food demon, you know, like that's for me. I don't give in to these temptations. I haven't given into temptations for months at this point, and it's become easier to say no to them because I've succeeded so many times. Karen here says, you love Dr. Goldner's take on the word moderation today. I'll have to check out her video. Moderation only meant to have, originally meant to have none. I'll have to check that out because, yeah, like for me, it's abstinence works so much better than moderation. And every diet failed because of that idea that I could moderately control what I ate or what I put in my mouth. And even if I was doing great on a diet and I was abstaining from these unhealthy foods, in the end, those diets failed. And what caused that failure was my still having junk food in my diet, never cleaning up my diet, never learning how to actually eat like I'm supposed to eat, and to eat in a way that I can be satisfied with the volume I'm eating, but also help get me to a healthy weight. And so I think that the Pleasure Trap book does a great job talking about the two myths of moderation, the myth of moderate consumption and the myth of moderate change. When I look back on my diet history, I see how many times the moderation failed me, and the number of times I kept going back with the idea that if I could just eat less food, if I could just eat less of the same food that I'm eating, I could be this healthy weight. If only I could figure out how to eat 2 pounds of food instead of 4 pounds of food, if I could only eat half of the pizza instead of the whole pizza, I could be a healthy weight. And that mentality continually failed me and continually caused me to gain more and more weight to the point that I got to 520 pounds. And the thing that hurt too is that moderation works in a short amount of time. And so we see that we can moderate ourselves for a month and we lose 20 pounds. And then we think, oh, I figured out how to lose 20 pounds. I just got to do that every month. I'll keep doing that. Or, well, it doesn't really matter because all I got to do is what I did for that 1 month and I'll lose the weight again. But you convince yourself, I convinced myself definitely that I could handle it when I needed to handle it. I had success when I was 20 years old. I had success when I was 27 years old. I had success when I was 30 years old. All of those were followed by catastrophic failure, but I only held on to the success in my mind and thought, well, I know I'm getting up to 400 pounds, but I lost 100 pounds 6 years ago. I could lose 100 pounds again. It's very choppy again. Let me see if I can fix it again. Let me know if that fixed the audio or if the audio is still choppy. But yes, I just convinced myself because I was able to have moderate success by eating in moderation that I would be able to expand that moderate success and make it, what do you call it? A larger success. I could make it, something that it wasn't, like it was only a moderate success. It was always only going to be moderately successful. And for me, a diet of abstinence, abstaining from salt, oil, sugar, abstaining from animal products, abstaining from processed foods, abstaining from high fat foods. Those are the things that have caused me to succeed. The idea that I will no longer have added salt or added oil or added sugar seemed so crazy at the beginning when I started this, but now I've done, of the last 7 months I've done it, the first 11 months I did it of this challenge, and I can do, and so that I'm seeing that I can make abstinence grow, or I can extend abstinence far longer than I was ever able to extend moderation. And with abstinence, I don't even go to those foods for what I'm thinking about eating. When I think about eating, I think about the mega veggie chilies, the smoky chili that we had this past weekend, the white beans and polenta. Like, I think of the foods that I have at my buffet. Like, we all have this buffet line that is what we allow ourselves to eat. And the things that are on my buffet line are the things that are left of the red line, under 600 calories per pound. Whereas the old buffet that I used to eat at didn't have anything that was under 1,000 calories per pound. Yeah, Lynette says you've been having audio issues. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the audio today. I'm probably going to hop off of here anyways about now. I really appreciate you guys all supporting me and joining in on the conversation today. It was a busy, cold weekend. We had some sick kids, so I got to go home and help with that. And I plan on being live tomorrow. Definitely will be on for weigh-in Wednesday. We'll see how it goes after losing, I think, almost 10 pounds in the last 2 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised to see a kind of leveling off of my weight, but we will know more on Wednesday. And I'm going to get out of here. So thank you guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel, get subscribed to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon to get alerted when I go live or post new videos, make sure that you do that. I would also appreciate if you hit the thumbs up on this video or hit the like button on the video. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health or your overall well-being. There's nobody that reaches their goals, looks back, and wishes they would have waited. So get started now. I will see you guys all later.